Good evening, lovers and inspirers. Good evening to everyone that's in the room this evening. Welcome to Lovers and Inspirers. If it's your first time, welcome. My name is Pastor Jerusha, and I'd like to first start with welcoming the leaders that are here with us this evening. So good evening, Pastor James. Good evening, Pastor Zainab. Good evening, Pastor Tafumi. We have Pastor Nini in the house this evening. And a special good evening to Pastor Mariam of the Love House and Pastor Kevin of the Inspire family. Amazing, thank you. So for those who are just joining us for the first time, Lovers and Inspirers is actually a community unit that has been emerged from the SPAC Nation family led by Pastor Toby. And we all come together to make up what is known as the SPAC Nation Truth Church, with other community units also known as CNG and ENG. I know that deserves a round of applause. We meet every Monday evening, and today we are here. Thank you. They did that for special effect. I promise we planned it. Okay, and there are 4 families that make up the Truth Church, which is the Capital family, the Elite family, the Love family, and the Inspire family. And together, we come together every Sunday and meet just like this, but on a bigger scale. So, let's get the boring things out of the way. If anyone is to get injured, make sure to see our first aider, which is actually Pastor James. He's, the jack of all trade, or the James of all trade, as we like to call him. Yes, amazing. And if there is a fire, please go to the door that has the green running man above it, and you'll be able to get to safety. Okay, and if the media team can help me with the WhatsApp group chat QR code. The WhatsApp group is a group chat that we have that allows information to be circulated to do with what we have going on, our events, our Monday services, our Sunday services, and anything we're doing throughout the week. We have a number of communities such as the STEM Society, the Gardening Society, and Exhale Global, and many, many others that you can join and find out more about at some point at the end of the evening. So, as I said previously, I came to welcome you to today's service, and I will at some point be doing a icebreaker, so watch out for that. And, I will be doing an icebreaker at some point this evening, and until we get to that point, make sure to enjoy. We have a lot in store for you this evening, and stay tuned. So enjoy the service.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Naval. I'm 17 years old, and I'm going to do the inspiring story for you guys. So, a bit about me. I wasn't born in this country. I was born in Iran, and I came to the UK when I was about 4 years old. So, me and my family, we lived in hostels and stuff because we didn't really have a home. We just moved here, and we didn't really have anything. My dad didn't even have a job or anything like that. So if you could put up the first picture. Oh, yeah, so that's baby Naval. And yeah, that kid, that's the random family we lived with. But then my dad got a job, and then we moved into our first house. So I've lived in Bermondsey my whole entire life, which is kind of sad, to be honest, because it's not a nice area. But yeah, I lived quite a normal childhood, I would say, the normal family life, childhood. But then things kind of took a turn when I turned 12. By 13, I was in foster care, and then by 14, I got kicked out of school. So I never really had a constant in my life. It was just a bit. And also the reason I got kicked out of school because I've just never really been good with school. Ever since I started school, from year 1, I was always in the smaller groups because my teachers always said that I never learned like the other kids. I was a lot slower than everyone else, and yeah, it was just a bit like, I never really liked school. That's why I also left college as well, but hopefully gonna go back. And yeah, so, but the only constant I always had in my life was business. I started my first business when I was 9 years old. So what I've always done is like, whenever I'd see a trend, I would make a business out of it. And that's what I started. So when I was 9, the trend in schools was like slime. So I used to make it and then sell it to people in my class. And then like I've done so many, like every year I would make a different one. Like every December I would start a new business. That I don't know why it was like that, but I've always done that. So I've done like a florist business, I've done lashes, now I'm a lash tech, but I used to sell lashes, like strip lashes, stuff like that. And yeah, so how I came about into Lovers and Inspirers was back in April, Pastor Zainab came up to me outside of my college because me and my friend were kind of being loud and silly. So she noticed us and she came up to me, and then she was talking, but I thought she was one of them like knife crime recruiters, like, you know, them fake companies. Like So I didn't really pay much attention. I kind of hid behind my friend. I don't want to hear nothing she had to say. But then she spoke about an entrepreneur fest, and I thought, okay, this is my time to kind of like move away from my friend and actually speak to her. And she asked me what I do, and I said I run a business, and that's when she gave me the opportunity to showcase. So I ended up going there and stuff. It was really nice. It was like being in a place where everyone has the same mind as you, everyone's like business minded, because obviously that's the reason I've never really been good with school, because they want you to be employed by another person, but that's not what I want to do. I want to be the one employing other people. Like, I want to run it. And so yeah, I ended up going to that, but then I left the country, and she stayed in contact with me. So she was telling me to go to the Monday services, and to be honest, I wasn't too sure about that. But then I ended up losing one of my closest friends, and at that time it felt like this lady came up to me, and it's like she came at the right time, because how was I supposed to handle that by myself? Like, so yeah, I kind of feel like it was fate that she came to me like a couple weeks before something so big happened. So then I ended up coming to the Monday service, and I was just greeted by so many like smiley faces. I was just a bit confused. And then I went to it. I was like really emotional at the day. Like, I was literally holding back tears, because obviously we were doing worship and stuff. And Pastor Precious was also saying how the reason she got into writing is because her friends were getting stabbed, and that's something I related to. So I was like, this is a place where I can relate to everyone, like I like being here. So I continued coming, and then I went to the Love House. And that day was like, it was really weird for me, because I've never really had like the sense of sisterhood. I've never ever had that. Every like female friend I've had kind of just, you know, like they're a bit snaky, so it's just like so this is the first time that I really felt like it was proper sisterhood, and there was older women as well, so it kind of felt like people I can learn from, you know, like it's not just younger people, there's also older people that have been through experiences where I can go to them about anything, even like advice about like marriage, all of that stuff. It could be anything, but I know I can go to these people, and that's how I met my mentor, Pastor Mariam. So she's been basically just mentoring me throughout this whole like 4 months. I go to her about everything. I remember when I started, I used to message her a lot, and sometimes she wouldn't really reply because I would message her as if she's one of my like female friends. I'd be like, hi, how was your day? Like, what did you do today? And she's a busy businesswoman, so like obviously sometimes she wouldn't be able to reply, but I still continued like messaging, just bothering her basically. And then yeah, and that's when I kind of said to her like, I want to do like a party business. So at first she didn't really like that. Actually no, yeah, she liked it, but when we were on a Zoom call, she said, I know you're not really a party person, and that's why I'm a bit iffy about it. But when the day came, there was like 200 people, so that's what I was like really proud of. I know the day was a bit hectic, but that's things that I learned from. Like, I'm learning from these things now. I know for next time what I'm gonna do. So I know like on the day when it felt hectic, I knew I could call her. I called her like 5 times. I knew that's someone I can run to when things go wrong. and she's going to help me type of thing. So I've never really had that, and that's what I found. And yeah, so since I've been here, like the reason I've stayed is just because it is business based, but it's also like a family. Like they take care of you, like everyone's there for you, they give you advice, like everything. They make sure I keep going, because for like me, I probably wouldn't have done another party, but I feel like now I want to do another one, because everyone keeps saying, okay, this one was a bit, but you should definitely do another one, because now you know what to learn from and stuff like that. So yeah. Then yeah. Thank you guys.
Can we give Naval another round of applause, please? That was truly a touching story. Thank you. So, after such a powerful story, we're going to have a powerful discussion. Isn't that coincidental? So, we're going to go into groups, similar to what we did a couple of weeks ago, if you guys remember, where we're going to speak about, as you guys saw, if the media team can help me with the flyer on the screen, please. Today's service is called Light Bearers. Light bearers. And I'm just going to read the definition of what a light bearer is for you guys. It's a person who brings clarity, hope, or spiritual guidance to others, often seen as someone who carries truth, revelation, or divine insight into dark or difficult environments. So what we're going to speak about today is what exactly is a light bearer. Is it even possible to be a light bearer in a world that's full of darkness? How can we even recognize what light is? How can we recognize the difference between light and darkness? So we're going to split ourselves into groups. I'll just do 2 groups. So the left side of the room, the right side of the room. The left side will be, or your right, will be led by Pastor Zainab. And this side will be led by Pastor Nini. And you're literally just going to discuss amongst yourselves what it means to be a light bearer in a world that's dark. How light bearers handle seasons of personal darkness, and how they can recognize lights within themselves, and how do they know when to release it. Also speaking about whether you've ever struggled with hiding your light to fit in and how you've overcome it. So I'll give you guys about 10 minutes to just discuss. You can turn your chairs around, move yourselves around, rearrange yourselves to just have a conversation about what you think a light bearer is. And then we'll come back, we'll discuss what we found out and what we've discussed, and then we'll go from there. So let's get discussing. I'll read the questions one more time. What does it truly mean to be a light bearer in a dark world? How can someone recognize the light within themselves, and how do they know when to release it? And how do light bearers handle seasons of personal darkness while still being expected to shine? Have you ever struggled with hiding your light to fit in, and how did you overcome it? And for those watching online, also think about these questions and write what you think in the comments, and we'll also be reading those and added those to the conversation. So let's get discussing.
Okay. Hi, everybody. How's it going? I'm Pastor Precious, but I'll get into that bit later. So I'm going to round up the segment very quickly, and I'm just going to go to each group and ask them to nominate somebody to tell us what you were discussing. And yes, 2 more minutes? Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll be back. No problem. Okay, hello everyone, I'm back again. So we're just going to get into a discussion about what each group discussed, and I'm going to start with this group. So this group, who did you guys nominate to oh, okay, Zoe. Here you go, and yes, round of applause please. And what did your group discuss about what it means to be a light bearer and those kind of things?
Hello everyone. Hello, so our group, we discussed quite a few things. We spoke about, some prompts. So the first question that we spoke about, being a light bearer in a dark world, we're talking about like looking within ourselves to we spoke about finding ourselves, and how we find ourselves is in the word, because we can't look to what other people are saying, because other people don't know also who they are. Everyone's just kind of copying everyone. Everyone's kind of like going off of trends, for example, like on social media, or like everyone's trying to stunt on each other. Everyone's trying to build their own wealth and kind of keep it to themselves. But we know what our light is if we look into the word, because it's the word that tells us who we are really and truly. And recognizing the light in ourselves. We spoke about leadership, we spoke about our communities, and that it's hard to recognize that light in us, but a lot of us, we have leadership that has recognized the light in us and things that we can't see in ourselves, but they've seen in us. And they together we nurture that light on the inside of us. And like handling seasons of personal darkness, we also spoke about leadership, and we spoke about the word, and just staying in the word, staying around the family, staying in the community. What did you say? Oh, yeah.
Hello, my name is Jay. So, I said to recognize the light is to know that you are standing in darkness. So many people within themselves not knowing that they are surrounded by darkness. So you may have the light within you, but if you don't answer to the word, you won't be able to spread the light to the next generation because you're not accepting it yourself. So your fellowship yourself. So you didn't go through the training of fellowship to know within yourself that how to go through to pass down that next, basically the word of leadership and assignment and purpose to the next generation. So what my main thing around is that to recognize the light within you, you must first know that you must first know and comprehend that you're standing in darkness. And only then you recognize there's a light within you, because that light wants you to change, and he wants you to change something.
Thank you very much, this group. That was very powerful. And then I'll move on to this group and who you've nominated to speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. The first question was, how do we define a light bearer? And we basically just said that a light bearer was someone who seemed to bring hope or clarity. We sort of compared it to being a trailblazer, someone who maybe comes into their generation and just is like a flame, and conjoined it with purpose, and they just bring a light around them, maybe have been through storms or things like this that shows them to be a hope, someone people may look up to, be an example to people around them. And that was kind of how we described being a light bearer. What was the next one? How can someone recognize a light within themselves, and how do they know when to release it? With this, we sort of said that someone who is a light bearer may have some sense of it or an awareness of it, but they may have to go through a journey of trials maybe, or storms. And when they've maybe come to an understanding of the reason why they have that difference or that light or whatever it is that makes them shine, they may now understand what it is why they've been given that and what it is they're supposed to do with it. And that's when they release it. And we used examples like Mandela, who he was around during apartheid, and when he had something to fight for was when he released that light. And in him fighting, he was fighting for a people, for a whole generation of people, and it could have cost him his life, but he took on that bearing, that responsibility, because it was necessary for that time.
Thank you very much. And I've also got some comments online of people who commented on what they think it means to be a light bearer. And from Joel, she said, I believe it's easy to hide your light when you're a bearer of it, but if you can carry light within your soul, you are destined to shine, even in the moments when you don't feel it within yourself. I think that's amazing. And it's good to know that you're watching Joel as well. And from Brittany, she said, a light bearer is someone who has chosen before entering this world that they will feel everything each generation chose to omit or run away from, and they will break the generational curse. And thank you so much for that, Brittany, as well. I know you're at home and you're supporting. And I wanted to actually go into what I think a light bearer is as well. And I actually prepared a scripture for it. So Evangelist Michelle, if you could help me, please.
Genesis 15 from verse 5 in the GW. He took Abram outside and said, Now, Look up at the sky and count the stars, if you are able to count them. He also said to him, that's how many descendants you will have.
Thank you. And you might be thinking, what is the correlation of this scripture? And I'll just give you a bit of background. Abraham was going through a hard time. His father had settled in a land that he didn't know. His father had actually died. And God had actually come to him and taken him on a journey and told him to leave the land and culture that he knew. And in this promise, he actually promised to give him something. And at the beginning of that scripture, it said that God took Abraham outside and he said now. He said that now in this time. Now you might think, oh, but what about where I've come from? What about the land that I've come from? What about the community that I've come from? What about the culture that I've come from? What about the fact that, I don't know, my parents left Iran, like Naval said, and they've now come to a land that we don't know? What about that community? What about that environment? But God said to Abraham, now go outside, now actually look at the sky, now actually count the stars. And what is stars? Light. But the thing that we have to understand, that stars actually shine in darkness. They can only shine in darkness. And if you think about what Peter was saying yesterday, and you want to get scientific, I'm not a scientist, but stars are actually flame. They're actually balls of fire. They're balls of fire that light up a sky, and they're actually something that gives light to people. So when you're thinking about being a light bearer, you're actually saying that I'm not going to look at the ground. I'm not going to look at my current situation or my current environment or my current community. I'm going to look up. I'm going to look at the sky. I'm going to look at the light. I'm going to look at the thing that's shining in the darkest place. I'm going to look at the thing that gives people hope. And I wrote a couple of notes just so that I don't go over my time. And one of the things that I wrote was the fact that God told Abraham to look at the stars, not the land. So you don't focus on your land, you focus on the stars. And he said, when PT moved to Croydon, when Pisa moved to South Norwood, stars were aligning, lights were aligning, fire was burning. And how that might relate to you is you've actually come to Lovers and Inspirers one day of the week and you're meeting someone and you don't actually realize that that's actually stars aligning, that's light shining, that's destiny. That's like Naval said, that's destiny colliding. When you walk into a Nation family, when you walk into Lovers and Inspirers, you're actually colliding with destiny, because that's eternity. You're actually finding the light that's in your heart. And one of the things I was thinking about in the scripture is the fact that God told Abraham to look at the sky. Now the sky might feel like something that's quite far away. The promises that we hear in the Nation might feel like something that's far away. But if you look at creation, it's actually an eternal thing. They say stars are gonna burn for many, many, many years. So what God is actually saying is these things are actually closer than you think. You might think the stars are far away, the light is far away, but what he's actually saying is don't look at the distance of something, actually look at yourself. Things are actually closer than you think. When PT was saying yesterday that the word is in your mouth, the word is in your heart, the light that you're actually looking for is actually not in the sky, it's actually in your heart. It's actually who you are already. It's actually who you're trying to find and who you're trying to believe in. So when we're saying that we're light bearers, and I'm going to round up just now, it's the fact that we are actually carrying a light, we are carrying a fire, and we are carrying a message, and we actually have a duty to be able to give that message back to a generation, because we are actually in a place where there is a lot of darkness, but there needs to be people who are on fire to actually bring light out of that darkness. And I just want to reread the definition of light bearer, which Pastor Jerusha read at the beginning of the segment, which I actually found on Google, which said it is a person who brings clarity, hope, or spiritual guidance to others, often seen as someone who carries truth, revelation, or divine insight into dark or difficult environments. So if you're going through a dark or difficult environment in your life right now, all you actually need to do is understand that you have a fire burning inside of you, and that is the light that you need to carry into your dark and difficult environment. Thank you very much. And please can also everyone turn their chairs around for worship and a word. Thank you.
Good evening, lovers and inspirers. Could we please be on our feet as we just get into a time of worship It's a very familiar song. For those who know, please do join in. We should have the lyrics on the screen, but as usual, worship for us is just a time to reflect, enjoy your day, think about the conversations we've just had, and prepare yourselves for the word. Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. Oh, you have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. Oh, you have been so, so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. And oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. And I don't deserve it. Still you give your oh, the never-ending, reckless love. Sing oh, the never-ending, reckless love. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it. Still you give yourself. Oh, the never-ending, reckless love. Sing oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it. Still you give your oh, the never-ending, reckless. No shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, running after me.
This is just what you've been looking
no
for.
wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down.
If you may have issues, whatever issues you may have gone through,
no shadow
simply
you
all
won't
we're doing
light
right now is
up.
we're using this opportunity to connect.
Mountain you
Who are we
won't
connecting to?
climb up,
We're
running
connecting to
after
God,
me.
the person that's brought us to this
You
world.
won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, running after me. Oh, sing no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb, running after me. Oh, sing no wall you won't kick down.
If you don't know the scriptures, the lyrics are actually on the screen. So what you gotta do is you can read the screen.
Never-ending, the reckless love, and oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99, and I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it. Still you give yourself. Oh,
Thank you, Music Nation. Lovers and inspirers are in the room tonight. No, we can do better than that. We can do better than that. L-I. That's right. What I want every single person in this room to do just before we get into the word, I want you to actually go around to your neighbor, greet your neighbor, speak to your neighbor, and actually find out one interesting thing that they did today. You can actually move around. I want to see people move. I want to see people walk around. And for those of you that's actually watching online as well, you can partake in this as well. How do you partake? You can actually put in the comments how your day has been today. "30 more seconds. We can begin to make our way to our seats. We can begin to make our way to our seats. You know, you see, tonight we're in a brand new venue, meaning that I'm gonna need a lot of energy from every single person in this room tonight. Because one thing about Lovers and Inspirers, what I do know about us is that on a Sunday, when it comes to Truth Church, who do we bring? What do we bring? We bring the energy. We bring every single thing that a Truth Church actually needs. The energy. That's right. That's right. That's right. L-I. That's right. That's right. Whoa. Whoa. That's right. Good evening to every single person in the room tonight. Good evening to every single person watching online. But let me actually get into the greetings. Let me take my time, because tonight I actually want to have a conversation with every single person in here. Normally, I know when I grab the mic, the passion can kick in, and all of a sudden it goes from a conversation into just sometimes me just, the passion just coming out, and it's just like I'm just shouting. But tonight I want to have a civil and normal, calm conversation. But let me greet every single person watching online tonight. I greet the assistant head. First of all, let me greet my leaders. I greet Pastor Mariam that's watching online. I greet Pastor Kevin that's watching online. I greet the assistant senior pastor of the nation, Pastor Obi PTJ. The senior pastor, Pastor Sam. Our mother, Pastor Lucy. And of course, the pioneer, the person that's got the vision that we all follow, APT. That's right. You know, yesterday's service, was absolutely phenomenal. Would you all agree? If you was there yesterday, let me see a show of hands. That's every single person. Josh, was you not there? Put your hand up high. But simply, yesterday's service was absolutely phenomenal. You see, what I saw yesterday, or the word that I received yesterday, was so personal to me. The reason why I say it was so much personal to me, because like I was saying yesterday, when I got the message Saturday night that I'm going to be talking about my giving story, I began to ask myself, why me? I began to ask myself, God, why did you pick me? Many people have better stories than me. Many people have better given stories than me. I'm saying to myself, or I've been saying over the last few weeks, that I don't believe that my giving these past few months is where it needs to be. I've been saying to myself, the giving that my leader or the word expects me to be at, it's not currently right there right now. And I've been asking myself, God, what is it that you're actually looking for in this current time right now from me? What is it that you're looking for me to do right now in this current time? And for some of you that's here right now, you're thinking to yourself, what is this guy talking about in the white t-shirt standing at the front? But simply what I'm speaking to you about is my own story. The story that's allowed me to stand here today. The fact that I came from South London, Brixton, in the year 2017, where I found the word. where I found leadership, where I found this house. What did I find when I stumbled across this house? I found a treasure. I found a hidden treasure, matter of fact. Why do I say it is a hidden treasure? Because many people from our communities, when they come across environments like this, when they come across communities like this, let's put our hands together for our leader, Pastor Kevin, who just walked into the room. But many people from our community, when they come across environments like this, what they do is that they turn away. What they do is that they don't actually want to get into it. They don't want to get stuck into it. They don't want to put their hand to the plow. That's a scripture in the Bible. They don't want to get involved in it. But when I came into this house in 2017, the first word that I began to hear was how to get involved. The first word that I began to hear was how to become a leader. And that's the same word that I continuously speak week in, week out. How can one become a leader? How can a man go from where he is currently right now to become somebody that can speak to you so boldly, that can articulate themselves so clearly? It's because I heard a word. And this word that I heard in 2017, and this same word that I continuously keep hearing, is the same word that continuously keep raising me. But this word that I heard in 2017, this word that I hear week in, week out, what this word does to you, what this word does to me, it gives me the strength that I need to become the person that the generation is looking for. It gives me the strength that I need to become that person, because every single person goes through trials. Every single person goes through things in their life. But there's something that somebody said in the groups in the interactive segment earlier, and they began to speak about light. And they began to say how light is something that's actually within you. But you would never know that light is within you up until you go through a certain trial, up until you go through certain darknesses. That's when you begin to recognize the light that is actually within you. But tonight, this evening, what I want to showcase to you, what I want to bring out even more, is the light that's actually stuck deep within you that you may not have actually shown out to the whole world yet. You may not have shown the whole world your full potential. That's why tonight, nights like this, what are we doing week in, week out? We're fanning to flame the light that's within you. The light that is there within you that needs to come out. Why does it need to come out? Because another person needs to see you rise. There's another person that needs to see the glory that you have within you. But it can only come out from places like this, conversations like this, treasures like this, hidden treasures. The fact that somebody has invited you tonight, or the fact that you may have stumbled across this link tonight, for those of you that's watching online, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that somebody has brought you tonight. The reason why somebody has brought you is because they realize that you are somebody of treasure. And you being somebody of treasure in your life, you're going to go through many things. I can tell you about many things that I went through at different stages of my life. I can tell you about many temptations, many trials, many things that I went through that I could have possibly turned away. I could have possibly said to myself, enough is enough. But what did I do? I stuck to it. I said, no, I'm going to keep to it. I'm going to keep fighting. Why do I say I'm going to keep fighting? Why did I keep on fighting? Because I believe that there's a light within me, and leadership has shown me that there's a light within me. But the only way for me to bring out that light that's within me is by me keep fighting. You will not know the light that is within you if you don't shine, if you don't connect to leadership. You would not know that light is within you if you do not find a house like this. If you don't find opportunities or communities like this, you would never know the light within you. You forever keep wondering, you forever keep going through life, you forever keep thinking to yourself, who am I? Because at a certain stage within my life, before I came into the community, before I came into this family, before I found leadership, I continuously kept on asking myself, who am I? What does my life entail? Who do I need to be? Who do I need to be for my family? Who am I called to be for my family? The person that I'm called to be for my family, or the solution, the person I'm called to be for my family is a solution carrier. Is the solution carrier, the person that can solve all the problems. But you don't know that you're that person if you don't come across communities like this. if you don't find the word. So continuously, what are we doing every single Monday? Every single Monday, where we're just receiving the word. If you can take me to my first scripture, please.
Mark 4 from verse 13 in the NIV. Then Yehoshua said to them, "Don't you understand this parable? How then will you understand any parable? The farmer sows the word. Some people are like seed along the path."
It says some people are like seed along the path. When you're seeing this scripture, you got to make it personal to yourself. When it says the soil, when it says the farmer sows the word, and some people are like seed along the path, some people are like seed along the path where the word is sown. And then as soon as they hear the word, Satan comes and takes away the word from them. Satan comes and takes away the word from them that was sown in them. The way when you're seeing scriptures like this, you have to make it personal to you. Why do I say you make it personal to you? Because the word that you're hearing is something that has to be personal to you. Every single Monday, every single Wednesday, every single time that a leader speaks or a leader grabs the mic, that is your opportunity for you to make something personal to you. Every word that comes out from the front is something that you make personal. That's why I said yes. That's why I began this service by saying, yesterday, when I received the word, when I heard the word from a PT, a Pastor Toby, I made that word personal to myself. Why did I make that word personal to myself? Because I'm continuously asking myself, how can I evolve? How can I grow? The only way for you to grow, the only way for you to evolve is by continuously hearing word. Continue, please.
As soon as they hear it, Satan comes and takes away the word that was sown in them. Others, like seed sown on rocky places, hear the word and at once receive it with joy. But since they have no root, they last only a short time. When trouble or persecution comes because of the word, they quickly fall away.
It says because when troubles or persecution comes, what happens is that they quickly fall away. The reason why they quickly fall away is because they haven't identified that hidden treasure called light that is within them. They haven't fully located that hidden treasure. But what nights like this and what leadership continuously does, it brings that hidden treasure that's within you called light out even more. It brings that out even more so that you can become that person that your community needs you to be. You can become that person that your environment needs you to be. For many of us, what happens is that growing up, we had many issues within us. We had many doubts. We had many things that people will look at and say, how can you use this? How can you use this to turn this thing into a positive? But what does the word do? What does leadership do? It brings your imperfections and makes those imperfections things that you can actually use to win another generation. It's from those imperfections, that's what leadership brings out of you. In fact, what leadership does, it makes those imperfections even more clear. It makes those imperfections even more as a substance, so that a generation can look at you and to say, this is the person that I want to be like. But the only way for you to become that person is through leadership. The only way for you to become that person is by adhering to what the word says, what the farmer says. Continue, please.
Still others, like seed sown among thorns, hear the word, but the worries of this life, the deceitfulness of wealth, and the desires for other things come in and choke the word, making it unfruitful. Others, like seed sown on good soil, hear the word, accept it, and produce a crop. Some 30, some 60, some 100 times what was sown.
Yep. It says some produce crops. So the crops that you're producing, simply week in, week out, is when you hear the word, the response that the word is continuously looking for is so that you can produce. How do you produce? One would ask. The fact that you've heard a word today, when you hear a word today, or for example, go out and win hundreds and go out and win 5 people, when it speaks about some 30, some 100, some 60, this is just a response to the word. Somebody hearing a word to say, go out and win people, go Go out and make sure that you're winning people. Go out and make sure that you're passing the work. Go out and make sure that you're passing the message. What this person decided to do when they heard the word, they went out and won 30 people. They went out and won 60 people. They went out and won 100 people. They went out and won the whole community. Why did they go out and win their whole community? Why did they go out and win 30 people? It's because they wanted to respond to the word that they heard. So simply, when words comes out, when it's what is looking for a response. How do you respond? The only way for you to respond is by making sure that there's an action that follows it. What is the action that follows it? Going out to make sure you win 30 people. Going out to make sure you win 60 people. Going out to make sure you win 100 people. Your whole community. So what is an XL? What's the action for an XL to do? What does an XL need to do after they've heard the word? Go out and win people. What does a Pastor Zainab need to do after she hears the word on a Sunday? It's to go out and win people. It's not to make sure that you've just heard the word and you're keeping it personal to yourself, meaning that you're not willing to share the word with other people. But what is the word saying? What is this scripture saying? It's saying that some people, that when the word was sown, it fell on good soil. Good soil is just a response. Good soil is just you and I. When we've heard the word, we go out and win people. So that's why one day, Christ was walking by the Sea of Galilee. And then he met two brothers. One called Simon, another one called Peter. What did he decide to do? He began to actually speak to them. As he began to speak to them, he began to sow the seed of the word in them. And then, I'm not going to get fully into that scripture, but what happens as scriptures goes on, it begins to speak about how as Christ was walking, the brothers began to follow him, and then from there on they went city to city, town to town. And what they did is that they began to win people. But how did they win people? They made sure that they passed the message along. They made sure that they passed the message of making sure that people can join the ministry of Christ. But what are we doing every single Monday? What are we doing every single Sunday? What are we doing when we hear the word is making sure that we go back out into our community to share the same word that we've heard. The light that's within us. What are you called to do as light bearers? Simply what you're called to do as light bearers is to make sure that you pass the message along. What is the message that we're passing it along? We're passing the message of a Pastor Toby. The fact that he's been in this country 20 years and he's still standing. The fact that we're going to campaign for the whole of the month to say keep the dream alive. This dream that we're keeping alive is the fact that there are many people out there within our community that needs to hear the message. There are many people out there that need to hear the light that is within them. There are many people out there that need to come into a Lovers Inspirers. There are many people out there that need to come into a SPAC truth. But how can that be done? The only way for that to be done is by making sure you hear the word. When you hear the word, you produce crop. 30. Some produce 30. Some produce 60. Some produce 100. But that's a response to the word. That is what people of good soil do. You hear a word today. It could be the word of go out there and just win your community. It could be the word of go out there and be the best. But what must you do? Once you've heard a word, you must respond to it. The only evidence to say that you've heard a word is by response. The only evidence to say that you've heard something is by your actions. You know, in school, at the end of the year, we'll always be given a test. And that test that we'll always be given is the teachers seeing whether or not if you've heard what was said throughout the whole year. Is that test that will prove whether or not if you heard what the teacher was saying. And if you don't pass the test, what happens is that for some of us, let me use myself as an example. My first few years of school, I actually went to school in Africa. So in going to school in Africa, what happens is that if you don't pass the test at the end of the year, you're repeating that year again. That's the evidence to say that you didn't hear the word, by the way. You have to repeat that whole year again. But in this current time right now, what happens is that if you don't hear the word, you're not going to repeat that year again. But what would happen is that there's certain things that you will need to do, there are certain things that you will need to progress. You may not receive it if you don't hear the word. But what must you do, or what must you and I do as a response to the word tonight? The fact that we've heard a word tonight is the fact that God is calling us to a higher level, meaning that he's calling us to become more of light, more of people that can continuously share the message. But what must we do as light bearers? as light bearers, we must make sure that once we've heard a word, we must go out and produce this word. How do we produce this word? How do we make sure that we're passing this message along? Is by making sure that how do we pass this message along? Is by making sure we go back out into our communities. The fact that an Excel can go back and win 50, hundreds, 60 poets or people that are interested in spoken word. The fact that an evangelist Amina can go back into the politics field and speak to hundreds of people, sharing the word that she's heard, sharing the word of light. The fact that Pastor Zoe can go back into her community and pass the message along. The fact that a Novell can host an event. What are you doing from that event? You may see it as just something small. You may see it as maybe this thing didn't go the way I want it to go. But in fact, what happens is that many people from that event was found. That's just an example of you hearing a word, and once you heard the word, you went out to do. The response of the word is that you did. And what happened on the day? There were people that was won. That's why yesterday we saw people at service from the event. That's the response of the word. But that's what happens when you hear a word. But tonight, I want to begin to round up. And all I wanted to do tonight is actually pass the message of light. Pass the message along to say we are all called to be light bearers. We're all called to be people that can continuously pass the image, pass the message of Pastor Toby of keeping the dream alive. That is the campaign that we're continuously on. The fact that you've come into Lovers Inspirers today, Jesse, it's not a coincidence that I met you that day. It's not a coincidence that everything that you may have gone through, every single time that you come into Lovers Inspirers, what happens is that God is bringing you closer into the light version of you. God is bringing you closer into the version of you that he needs you to be at. That's why it's not a coincidence that you can meet somebody that you grew up with yesterday at service. It's not a coincidence, because what God is saying is that there's an environment, there's a community of light that he needs you to be part of. What he's saying is that no matter what you went through back in your country, when you came into this country, when you came across a Pastor James, when you came across the word, what you come into is light, a community of light. People that can continuously share the message of light. But like I said, as I begin to round up, what I want to do tonight, what my job simply was just to make sure that everyone understands that you're called to be light. You're called to be people of light bearers. You're called to be people that can continuously pass the message along. You're called to be people that can continuously be people that people can look at. A generation can look at. People that people can look at to say, this is the person I want to be like. This is the inspiration that I look at to say, I want to be like this person. Without this person, I don't think I can become the full person, the full thing that God needs you to be. Without leadership. Leadership is the missing puzzle to every single thing that you need. Leadership is the missing thing that you're missing currently right now. Leadership is the missing ingredient. Leadership is the thing that everyone needs. Leadership is the fuel that everyone needs to fan the fire that's within them to flame. Without leadership, you cannot fan that fire to flame. Please take me to that scripture in Timothy, please. 2 Timothy.
2 Timothy chapter 1 from verse 6 in the NIV. For this reason, I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands.
It says, for this reason, I remind you to fan to flame that the gift of God that is within you. This gift that you're fanning to flame is the light that is within you. How do you fan to flame this gift? Or how do you fan to flame this gift? The way you fan to flame this gift is after you've heard a word tonight, you go back out into your community, you go back out and respond to the word. You go back out and making sure that after you hear a word, you're not holding this word personal to yourself. You're going back out to say, I want to win people. I want to win hundreds of people. I'm tired of just keeping this thing just for myself. I'm tired of just saying, I'm just holding this thing to myself, because I understand that there are many people out there that needs to hear the same message. Jesse, there are many people out there that's going through the same thing that you're going through, but they need to hear the message. So what do you need to do? You need to fan to flame. How do you fan this gift that's within you called light to flame? The way you fan it to flame is by attaching yourself to leadership. By you attaching yourself to leadership, what that does is it allows you to locate that gift within you, and leadership brings out that gift even more. It brings out that gift even more so that many generations, many people can see that gift. Pastor Amelia, it's not a coincidence that you got into what you're doing. The thing that you're doing right now in terms of STEM, it's always been within you. But what did you need? You needed a Pastor Mariam, the word, to bring out that gift within you. And what does a Pastor Mariam do continuously every single Tuesday? Every single time that she's giving you the word, she's fanning the gift to flame. She's fanning that gift to flame. So whatever you've been called to do, whatever gift you've got within you, what do you do every time you hear the word? What is the word saying? It's saying fan the gift to flame. Fan it to flame. It's like a fire. You know, when you want that fire to catch even more, what do you need to do? You need to take, for some of us who grew up in Africa, so you need to take a paper. You need to take this paper, you just need to start fanning this thing. But you need to take that paper. You need to take this gift, the gift of the word within you. That is what you need to fan to flame. The gift. So there are many people that have a gift. There are many people that know that they've been called to be something far greater. There are many people within our community that want to be substance, beacon of hope, beacon of light. But this gift that is within them, this fire that is within them, they haven't fanned it to flame fully yet. This may be your first time. This may be your second time. Or maybe you may have been coming for many, many weeks. Or maybe you've been a part of the family. And you're saying, the fire that I've got within me, I'm not fanning it to flame fully just yet. Because if I was fanning it to flame fully, there will be hundreds of people sat in this room right now. There will be thousands of people sat in this room right now. So you're asking yourself, God, how do I continuously fan this gift to flame? The way you fan this gift to flame is by making sure you attach yourself back to the source. What is the source? The source is leadership. The source is the word. This word is what brings that gift within you. This word is what allows you to show the gift that is within you. That hidden treasure called light that is within you. That hidden treasure, when you receive the gift, when you receive the fanning to flame, all of a sudden what happens is that you're going to see many people start attaching to you. But if Music Nation can help, what I want to do is that you've been coming week in, week out. You're saying, tonight is enough. Enough is enough. This gift called light, this gift that I've got within me, this gift that I've got, I need to fan it. I need my whole community. I need every single person that is attached to me to come to this movement, to come to this family, to come to this community, to come and join what we've got going on at Lovers and Sparrows. I don't want to keep Lovers and Sparrows anymore as a secret. I want to fan this gift called light within me to flame. I want to fan it out there so that many people can hear it. Many people, hundreds and thousands of people are attached to every single person within this room right now. But what do you do once you've heard a word? You fan it to flame. You fan it to flame. So, every single person, the people that I'm speaking to, you're saying to yourself, this fanning, this gift, this hidden treasure that I've got within me, this thing called light, how can I fan it to flame even more? How can I make it shine bright even more? The only way for you to make it shine bright is by making sure you come and attach yourself to leadership. Reconnecting back to leadership. So tonight is just a reconnection. It's just a reconnection. The reconnection back to the source, back to the light. Back to the thing that can allow you to bring out that light within you. Back to the person, the community, the things that you've been looking for to do. All it can be done. It can be done. The only way for it to be done is by you attaching yourself to leadership. So the floor is open. All you gotta do is make your way to the front. All you gotta do is saying, God, I know that I've got a gift within me. I know that I've been called to be called far great. I've been called to be greater. I know that I'm different amongst my family. I know that I'm the special one. I'm the person that is like nobody understands me within my family. But the reason why nobody understands you is because you've got a gift. That gift that you've got within you, it needs to be fanned to flame. What are you doing on nights like this? We're bringing that gift out. We're fanning that gift even more to flame. We're fanning that gift to flame. So simply, all you got to do is just make your way to the front. I'm going to open the floor. It could just be one person. It could be 2 people. It could be 3 people. But definitely, there are people in here that understand that they've got a gift. And this gift, they want to fan it to flame. They want to bring it out even more. They want the whole world to see this gift. They want to bring it out even more. They want to shine bright. They want to shine. They don't want to hold it anymore. They don't want to keep it just to themselves anymore. They want to pass the message of keeping the dream alive. This message of keeping the dream alive is something far greater. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than it's bigger than me. But what are we doing every single time we hear the message? We're passing it. We're making sure that this gift, this dream can be brought out. This gift, the message, the light within you, the light called the light that is within you. Nights like this, we're bringing it out. We're fanning it to flame. Maybe even coming. You may even answer this call before. You may have answered this call before and you're thinking, is he talking to me? But simply, this call is for you. If I can get a few of the leaders to just help me at the front, just a few. Because there are people that want to connect. This is the opportunity that you've been looking for. That gift, fanning it to flame. You've heard the message, you've been hearing the message, you've been coming week in, week out. Or maybe this is your first week and you're saying to yourself, how do I get better? How do I allow this gift called lights to come out even more? Simply, what do? You attach to the people at the front. These people at the front, they're here to help you. They're here to support you. That light called within you, they're going to bring it out. They're going to make that light shine even bright. They're going to fan that gift to flame. They're going to fan it to flame. They're going to fan it to flame. Nights like this is what we're doing. The opportunity that you've been looking for is here tonight. The connection that you always wanted to do. That gift called light. That gift called light that can take you out anything that you're currently stuck in is what you're finding today. Is what we're bringing out today. That gift. That gift called light. The inspiration that you've always been looking for is here. What is here tonight? That inspiration that you've always been looking for to become the better version of you, you can locate it here tonight. You can locate it at the front. The leaders at the front are here to help you. They're here to bring out that inspiration, that light within you. The floor is open for one more minute. The floor is open, maybe even coming for weeks. You may have answered this call before. You're thinking, I've answered this call before. I've been here before. I know what they're going to say to me. I know what they're going to say to me. They're just going to want to connect with me. But it's more than that tonight. Tonight is us bringing you back to that thing called light, the substance, that hidden treasure within you that God needs to shine bright. That hidden treasure within you that needs to be shine bright even more. 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. Light. Solutions. Problem solvers. Thank you, leaders. Thank you. Lovers and Sparrows are in the room tonight. Lovers and Sparrows are in the room tonight. Lovers and Sparrows, are we in the room tonight? Are we in the room tonight? If I can get Pastor Tufumi to join me on stage, because I know you guys have the energy, but you guys are hiding away this energy. Let's go. Pastor Tufumi, when I say L, you say? Come on. When I say L, you say? L, 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 L. Go on, Pastor Tufumi.
Can I get an L-I? Not loud enough. Can I get an L-I? How many people have enjoyed service tonight? Absolutely incredible. From the very beginning, from Naval, can we give her a round of applause? What an incredible story. To the segment, and of course, Pastor Precious rounding that up, and all the incredible perspectives. Get a round of applause, please. And of course, the word by Pastor James. How incredible was that? Amazing. So I'm here to do what I usually do. You may take your seats, by the way. No need to stand. I'm here to do what I usually do, and I know I'm meant to speak about seed, but I'd actually start off by defining what souls is, because that's the reason why we do this. So what we call souls stands for searching out unidentified leaders. And of course, today we've been speaking about light bearers and the light that's hidden inside of people that they don't know about. And that's what LNI is all about, in essence. That's why we do what we do. For the past 12, 13 months, we've consistently been creating platforms, creating opportunities to show young people what they have inside of them that they don't even realize. And you saw in Naval, she said that she just saw Pastor Zainab one day, and she said it must have been fate that allowed the Pastor Zainab to meet her where she was. And that's what this work is all about. So today, what we're actually about to launch, I need a round of applause, like a drum roll or something. We're launching our Funders Club. Can I get the screen up behind me? Round of applause. Round of applause. Awesome. So I'm going to get the screen up behind me shortly. And effectively what we're doing with the Funders Club is this is how we carry on this movement. If you are here in the room today and you've been touched by the word that you've heard, and you know that you have a light inside of you and you're passionate about also igniting that light in other people and supporting this work, if you want to join the movement to say that you're committed to also not just sharing your light, but helping other young people discover the light within them, this is what this work is all about. And that's why we've established this Funders Club. And our first initiative we're doing is Project 50. And we're looking for 50 partners to work with us on this, that will help us to continue to fund this vision and continue to empower more young people. So all I'm going to do really quickly is two things. I want to get a show of hands of anyone in the room today who's inspired enough that says that they want to be a part of Project 50. They want to be one of 50. Round of applause. Round of applause. Sorry, I know I'm asking you to do two things. If you want to be a part of Project 50, put your hands up. And also, if you are in the community chat, let that be known in the chat as well. Just comment 1 out of 50. And what I need you to do, if you've put your hands up, is also just to scan the QR code. And it's very simple. You don't have to. You can give £5, it can be £2, it can be £10. It's not asking for very much. It's just a sign of your commitment to supporting us. That's what the Funders Club is all about. So I need every single hand that was raised to now raise your phone and scan the QR code, please. And make sure that you're supporting and you're joining this movement. And I'll leave it there. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. I hope you all enjoyed service today. Did you guys enjoy service? Great. I'm just here to do the announcements. So first of all, if you want to join a department, just so you know, we have the media department, the ushering department. I can't hear you guys, clapping for your department. I don't know about you, but, if you want to do media, if you're interested in camera work, the sound department, come to me, or anyone at the back, Pastor Sam George White, who leads that department. I'm sure you'd want to join there. You've got many departments, ushering department, yep, Deborah's department, of course. No. Okay, cool. So we do have a tour coming up, which is PT's tour, Keep a Dream Alive. We are very excited about that. We're going to be going across different areas to basically share the dream And we do have service for Truth Church, which is going to be this Sunday coming. Please scan the barcode and register to make sure that you are there. And make sure you bring your +5, like Pastor Fumi said. Everything we do is for souls, which is basically searching out unidentified leaders. So you bringing out one person is you searching out that next leader. So definitely scan that barcode. I'll give you guys a minute. Let's see you guys registering. Amazing. And of course, we always have something going on. It's more than just a Monday. We do have our WhatsApp group chat, which is the Loves Inspirers community group chat, where everything is literally put in there, from announcements to wins to anything, just to keep you guys engaged throughout the week. Please scan this barcode and you will be added into the group chat. I'll give you guys a minute, half a minute. And of course, we have our social media platforms at Loves Inspirers, Instagram, TikTok. Definitely do follow our pages. If you want to scan the barcode here as well to get access to all our social media platforms that you can follow to stay updated on what we've been up to and what we are doing. Okay, I'm nearly done, guys. Just scan the barcode. The QR code. And then, of course, we do have our Truth Church WhatsApp group chat. If you want to stay up to date to everything that we are doing on Sundays, of course, it's bigger than just Loves Inspirers. We do have ENG and CNG, who we do come together and run our Sunday services, which is led by Pastor Sam, Pastor Kevin, and of course, our Pastor Nikki. So definitely make sure that you join the WhatsApp group chat by scanning the barcode. I'm sure media team will help me with that for the QR code. Give them a minute. Okay, no problem. If you do want to join, just speak to any of the leaders in front of you, and they will add you to that group chat. Also, if anyone here is looking for a job, we do have something for you. So we're gonna wait for the media team. Yep. So do scan this barcode, QR code, for anyone that is currently looking for a job. Fill out the form. Literally part-time, full-time, summer job, anything that you are looking for, internship, work experience, whatever you need to know in terms of employment, please scan that barcode. I keep saying okay. And that is all. Thank you all. I hope you had a good service and have a great evening. Stay, have a little bit of a, connect, network, and so on. Thank you all. Service is over, or you can get up.